Wow. Wow. Just wow. Welcome to a modern stream, folks. And holy crap, what a modern stream we're gonna have today. Massive, huge banning announcement today. Unexpected. Look at all of these changes. I mean, I guess look at all of these changes, but more importantly, look at all of these changes right here. Lots of things to discuss today. And Dark Saga is ready with that Prime sub coming back for the full year. Titan is back in the menu, boys. Let's go. We're not gonna go over these changes because, you know, I do play like a non-zero amount of historic. I've been playing the Naya Lands deck, which is fun. I do play a zero amount of Pioneer, so I really don't care about this. And I play non-zero amount of Legacy, so I'm definitely stoked about this one. But let's talk about what really matters to all of us here, folks. And Dan Francisco come back for 2 years with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Francisco. I appreciate, really appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you. Field of the Dead is banned. Mystic Sanctuary is banned. Simian Spirit Guide is banned. Tibalt's Trickery is banned. Udo, Titan of Nature's Wrath is banned. Banned. So many banned cards. Okay, let's talk about the quick hits. Okay, let's talk about the quick things about the quick hits about what's gonna happen. Number one, Uro being banned obviously is the biggest one, and not only did we get Uro banned, but we also got the beautiful gift of Mystic Sanctuary being banned as well. This means that control becomes a significantly better issue for us. Number one, because Gust is going to lose a lot of its power. Gust still remains good against us. But the whole pattern of Gust you, put Gust back on top, Gust you again while drawing cards with Jace and stuff like that, that just doesn't cut it anymore. So Gust still remains good out of tempo decks, like if a Spirits deck or a Blue-Red Prowess deck Gust us because they get to gain the extra turn without a Titan in play, that allows them to win. Like that's a thing that can continue happening. However, the control deck is not gonna be able to outgrind us in the late game as easily as they did. Because of both Udo and Mystic Sanctuary. So the control decks definitely get a big hit. Not to say that control would be unplayable, far from that, but Sanctuary being banned and Udo being banned definitely is a hit for the control decks. Also, cards like Celestial Colonnade and Creeping Tar Pit become virtually unbanned, which is fun. I always loved those kind of win conditions in the land that are fair and you know, overall just great. So big ban there. Tibalt's Trickery is banned. This card was just absolute fucking nonsense. Super happy to see it gone out of the way. Don't bother me with this stupid nonsense kind of roulette deck that is basically luck based and nothing else matters. Out of my format. Simian Spirit Guide. Speaking of busted decks that are nonsensical, Simian Spirit Guide is banned. This is a huge hit for Belcher, Upsol spells, Ad Nauseam. Definitely the big loser. Probably is going to die out of the format. I really doubt that Ad Nauseam is going to be able to keep up with the current state of affairs. So I think that Simian Spirit Guide is going to be gone. It's going to make it so Ad Nauseam is gone. It's gone forever. Neoform. Finally, we don't have to worry about this nonsense anymore. Super excited about all of this stuff. And then there's the big one. This is where we take the hit. Field of the Dead is banned. This is a big deal. Because I think this straight up kills Green-White Reclaimer. I think this just kills the deck. I'm going to try a couple of approaches. I'm going to try to have the deck survive. But this is huge. Like this is a very big hit. I think that Reclaimer is probably just gonna straight up die from the banning of Field of the Dead, which saddens me to no end because this is obviously my only ever successful brew that saw competitive play. So Reclaimer, rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace. I still have the deck here. Never ever played a single paper match with it, but it is what it is. Now that we get that out of the way, we can finally get started in what looks like a brand new format. I present to you unveiling sounds. This is where I'm gonna be starting with Amulet. Basically what I did is I have a couple of approaches that I'm gonna be looking at today. Number one, we're gonna be looking at this list right here. I'm gonna be talking about the characteristics of this list, obviously, and then we're gonna have a current list that I'm gonna be talking about after we play a league with this deck. So let's start right here. The concept for this one is Field of the Dead, no longer win condition, so we get to play 4 of the objectively best forest in the history of the game. So that is some pretty solid value right there. Another card that makes a comeback is Kalni Garden. Where am I? There we go. Kalni Garden makes a comeback in order to help us stabilize against what I expect to become the best decks in the format in Red Black Shadow and Humans and Prowess. Those are 3 that I expect to be very, very powerful in the current in the new modern format. So Kalni Garden is there as a tool to help us stabilize against those decks. Of course, John players are gonna continue playing John, and then you want to make sure that you can play around your Lilianas of the Veil. So some old play patterns we are gonna have to make sure that we bring back. But definitely interesting to see Kalni Garden back in the deck. Another thing that you're gonna see right here, we're back to 3 Tolaria Wests. The reason that Tolaria West, the reason that Tolaria West had been basically going down in numbers with the more and more time that went by is mostly because Field of the Dead as a win condition didn't require us to chain Titans as much anymore. And same thing with getting Dryads, right? Because your Titan would just get a Field of the Dead, you would copy the Field of the Dead with Vesuva, GG's, move to the next one. Now with that out of the picture, we actually do care about being able to chain Titans. So we're gonna see Summoner's Pact become a lot more important, and of course having access to our first Titan is gonna be more relevant, hence why we have the Tolaria West. Tolaria West also, it's a virtual addition of a Valakut in case we should need that, so that is kind of the concept for going up on Tolaria West here. Besides that, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to go quote-unquote mono green, and we're going to be using Turntimber Symbiosis. This is a card that I was very impressed by when I tried it in the past, and I would expect no less this time around as well. You're going to see that one of the things that I decided to do was cut Cavern of Souls from the main deck as well as Bujukabog. These are now becoming cyborg cards. I think that we still have access to Dryad, so I'm not too concerned about matchups like Dredge and whatnot, but I am gonna be a lot more concerned about decks like Tron, for example. Ghost Quarters stock is definitely going down, but I think that it's gonna be more important than Bujukabog, at least in the early stages of the format. I'm doing a split between Gracers and Scouts, mostly because I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like just now, the metagame has not shaped up just yet, so I want to make sure that I have a split, so then I can, if I need to go one way or the other, we can try different things out. You're gonna also notice that I am on the Boros Garrison plus Slayer Stronghold Sandhome package as opposed to Handwear Battlements. The reason for that is obviously we don't have Field of the Dead anymore. We need our Titan to break through and be better. And Boros Garrison plus Stronghold makes bigger, badder, and better Titans. So we like that. Main deck Engineered Explosives is here, of course, because now we have a virtual extra copy in the main deck because of Tolaria West. And I just talked about what I expect to become some of the best decks in the format in Shadow, Prowess, and Humans, all of which Explosives is great against. So that's the first, the starting point as far as the main deck goes. We have 8 bounce lands because we're trying to go a little bit deeper on Castle Gernbrick. That's another thing that I'm going to be watching out for. I really want to add a second copy of Celestial Sanctuary, so we're going to be looking into that. In fact, it's possible that I should be playing a second copy of Sanctuary even in this list over the Gruul Turf. Let's actually make that change real quick. It's not particularly, you know, super relevant, but I think it's because of the Valakuts, it's objectively correct to have the extra white source as opposed to the extra green source. So we can just fix that very easily right there. Boom. So when we move over to the sideboard, we're gonna see some heavy hitters of the past making a comeback. I already talked about Bog and Cavernous Souls, pretty obvious inclusions here. Great sideboard cards. 2 copies of Engineer Explosives, again, to add to the one in the main deck. I think that the aggro decks are gonna be stellar, so I want to be prepared for them. Not much to say about Reclamation Sage, not much to say about Force of Vigor. Those are the obvious ones. Now we have Raminap Excavator, 2 Tireless Trackers. Of course, the idea behind these is the presence of mid-range and control that I expect to come back. All of these cards are going to be excellent in those matchups. With Tron also making a comeback, Raminap Excavator becomes good as well. So loving the inclusion of Raminap. Again, all of this is very experimental. I don't know how the format is going to shape up. This is just my starting point, okay? So those are, why this thing? Why not this thing? Why not this other thing? Okay, I don't know. We're trying things out, okay? And that's what we have, a classic, a relic of Amulets Past in Hornet Queen, with Feel of the Dead gone for the format, against decks like Spirits, Humans, Taxes. Hornet Queen is hopefully gonna do a good job at helping stabilize in a tricky board state pack target that we can find. Also, we can find it off of Turn Timber Symbiosis. So, is this good? I don't know, okay? I don't know whether this is good or not. We're gonna find out together, okay? I do have access to a Veil of Thought, which is definitely going to be good against all of the aggressive stuff, okay? So, loving Baloth making a comeback. And then we have Dismember, and this is one that we have not seen in a while. Pact of Negation basically disappeared for a long time. The reason for that was that every deck just got faster, right? Like every combo deck that you could want Pact of Negation against just got faster, so much faster than by the time that you were able to cast your Pact of Negation, you were just dead. So, or you could cast it, but then you would die on your own upkeep. So, because of that, we're gonna be trying Pact of Negation again because all of the Simian Spirit decks gone. All of the Simian Spirit Guide decks are gone. So, Pact of Negation maybe makes a comeback. Again, not so sure, just trying things out. Don't freak out if I'm not playing X or Y, or you think that X or Y, it's not good enough. We are trying things out, okay? Shauna coming back for 18 months. RIP Reclaimer. Yeah, I know, it saddens me. Also, Cosima Titan deck when hoping for a Bruce Day Brew here. I don't know how I feel about Cosima. Wow, this is an old school hand, and I'm gonna keep it because this is a flashback right here, folks. This is an old school hand if I've ever seen one. Love it. Turn 4 Titan, like the old days, folks. Like the old days. Titan Shift? Yeah, I don't think so, Big Monkey. Can I cry on your shoulder? Yeah. Ooh. Oh no. I think this matchup is very good for us, but we're just gonna get smallpoxed here, and it's gonna be the worst. Absolute worst. Now, if my opponent doesn't smallpox me here, then we're gonna be doing fine. But if they do, no, don't do it, 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 don't smallpox me. No way for me to play around it, by the way, right? Because we were gonna go to discard anyway. So we actually have literally no way to play around this. And if they have a second one, we're just gonna lose. But Viper with the Prime sub, coming back for the 5th month in a row. Really appreciate it, Viper. Hi, friend. Is Samuel still a deck? I don't think so, with basically a really worse deck game. Are you kidding me, Jianshu? I'm literally playing the deck right now. I am literally playing the deck right now. You come here and you tell me that it's not playable. What do you expect me to say? Tell me what you expect me to say. I made a 20-minute introduction talking, a 15-minute, my bad. Made a 15-minute introduction talking about all the changes that I made because of specifically everything that happened. And you're coming in here and you're telling me that. I'm sorry, but I don't know what you expect me to say to your question. Well, we can play around the 2nd small box now. So I guess I'm going to. Samuel, it's still good in no Mantic Modern. Oh, that's devastating. That is absolutely devastating. That was a good range mine there. Look at all my pretty forests. Just my 2 cents thoughts. Yeah, but it's just like you coming here with a negative thought after something that I literally spent 15 minutes talking about, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. I apologize if I came in hot. I apologize if I came out a little bit strong, but yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way after I literally talked about it for 15 minutes. Yeah, this is just brutal for us. We're honestly kind of hanging in there. Liliana, Walker of the Dead. They are down to 1 card. Exile True, love you, man. Now show us what new model looks like. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, Exile True. And welcome back for the 5th month in a row to the Primetime Stronghold. Appreciate it. Not a bad draw. Can we draw a bounce land here? I kind of feel like I just have to play out my hand. Bingo. Now we just top deck Primetime and we win. We have 5 turns to top deck Primeval Titan. By holding this in hand, I'm forcing my opponent to basically get a black source to discard the lands. Hi Frank, go Boomer Titan. Hell yeah, let's go. Thank you, a low monster, for the subscription. If we draw Titan, we win. Yep, true statement. So we really want to dodge Wrench Mind. As long as we dodge Wrench Mind, we're going to be fine. But if my opponent has a Wrench Mind here, we're going to be in bad shape. Inquisition is good. Whee! Oh man. This brings back memories. This brings back memories. We're definitely gonna be doing some colony gardening here. We're gonna be doing some colony gardening. Get that smallpox out of here. get that smallpox nonsense out of here. Oh man. This right here. Right in the feels. This is hitting right in the feels. This hits right in the feels. Boomer Titan is back. Yes. Yes, let's go. Will introduce the list be posted on YouTube? Yes, Cursed Mage, it will. Don't get Colony banned. Oh yeah. Look at this collective brutality my opponent's got going on here. How sad am I that I'll never get to play Reclaimerless Reclaimer again? Very sad. Very, very sad. It's all coming back to me, chat. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Flashbacks of a better time. Flashbacks of a better time. Simpler time. A better, simpler time. Just gonna discard this forest if my opponent wants me to. Attacking with the tokens for the message? Yeah, just so my opponent knows what's up, you know? Sorry if I already answered this, but am I trying a card version as well? Yes, I am. We're starting off here. We're gonna be doing some other stuff later. This really is a deck that I have not seen in a while. Really a deck I have not seen in a minute. How much do I like Turn Timber here? Colony Garden is back. Hell yeah, Michael. Colony Garden is back. Welcome back for the 22nd month to Tier 1 sub. Thank you. Going to discuss Rakdos Shadow today? No? I mean, we can talk about it if you want. I think it's going to be one of the best decks in the format. That late game looked really, really good. Yeah, I guess 6/6s that get turned into 8/6s are strong. That's actually, I guess that they could have Ensnare and Bridge. Could have Ensnare and Bridge. I think I'm just gonna cut Summoner's Pact. Seems risky. Perfect hand. Perfect hand against the box deck. Force of Vigor now. I don't want to 2-for-1 myself. Here we go. Can't cast Smallpox with that mana. Sec on the rack. You got it. Haven't seen Harlequin in a while either. Yeah. Lol. Just gonna leave that here. just gonna leave that there. Oh, 8 rack. This is the modern I fell in love with. This is the modern I fell in love with. Yes. Yes. Am I gonna try conversion? Yes. We're trying the conversion. We're trying this version. If you wanna see the list, go on Twitter. It's right there for you to check it out. How did I escape the ban hammer? I'm still dodging. I'm still dodging stabs. Boomers must be on the ban committee, and I could not be more thankful for that. Could not be more thankful. Bounce lands against the 8-rack deck. Don't mind if I do. You gotta love it when your lands are card advantage. You gotta love it when your lands are card advantage. Wrench Mind? You got it. Take 2 of my lands. Now what? Kalnigator better than the Field of the Dead. I mean, Kal is gonna be looking pretty good very soon. So we're just gonna get Kalni plus Tolari West off of this Titan trigger. Kalni makes green mana, exactly. What are we doing, opponent? Are we surgical in my Explorers? Is that the plan? Are we surgical in Explorers? Iloparto, don't change the background ever again, please. This makes me very excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I should honestly have a Colony Garden behind me, right here. Right here, I should have a Colony Garden right now. Look at this. Plant token, OP. Pimo Luns with the Prime sub coming back for the 7th month. Thank you so much. We back on 3T West now. Yes, Exile True. I talked about it in the intro. So close channel points, don't think, but I think new brand for 1 mil pins can't be a thing. Oh yeah, I have to change that, that's true. Sergio with the Prime sub. Today it's a good day to continue the teachings. Mr. Miyagi. I've actually been watching Cobra Kai. Like, that series is a lot of fun. We can try it. How do you beat a Dryad opponent? You can't, right? That's the correct answer. You don't beat a Dryad. I'm not going all in on the Dryad because I don't know what's gonna happen, but we can do this thing right here. Warlock from Twitch with a subscription. Thank you so much, Warlock. 18 months with the Prime sub. Really appreciate it. How does it feel to get to play all of the proper basics? It feels so good, it's not even funny. It feels so good. Look at all these colony tokens that I'm making. Chat, look at all of these colony tokens. I know that I could have gone for that Vackle and just killed my opponent. I don't know how they're winning anyway, so. Ivan with the tier 1 sub, 19 months. Gracias, papito. Hace falta el matecito y sí. Nunca sobra, nunca sobra. Which set is that forest from? This is beta. Right here, this is beta. I mean, it's technically alpha, but you know, alpha, beta, whatever you want. My opponent really wants to leave me damage, but I'm good. I think I want to win. Oh yes, good surgical. Surgical and Explorer, love it. So I guess that when my opponent paused there, they were actually thinking about Surgical and Explore. I said it as a joke, but I guess it was the just the mind read. Maybe we're ready. Oh, but why no Karn? Independent, why 3 Dryads? I'm trying a Karn list right after in Dryads because I'm caring more about playing bigger, about playing more Titans than I am about Valakuting my opponent. That's the short version. Is A right back? No. No, it isn't. Just play a league and play versus 3 Dredge decks. Good, that's good. This hand's great. I kind of feel like I want one more bounce. I might have to make room for another bounce land. I might be in the business of another one. I want to try a white splash list with OG Sun Home setup. Yeah, that's one of the things that I was considering. White splash is one of the things that I was considering, particularly because of all of the shadow decks and stuff. So that is definitely an interesting proposition. Again, this is my first league, folks. I'm gonna be trying a bunch of different things. This is what I do. This is literally what I do. Bounce land? No bounce land. I think I'm throwing... If my opponent wants to kill my scout, that's fine with me. Miss scouts with multiple castles so much. Yeah, I mean, kind of Gracer might have been better here. No blocks, thank you. Why do people like bad Tron so much? They just do. I mean, it's just okay. So any land gives me Titan mana, so I guess I'm just going to play out the T-West instead of hold it to transmute next turn. Literally any land gives me Titan mana, so... What happened to Gemstone Mine? This happened to Gemstone Mine. No way Reclaimer sees play Silver Traditional Army right now. I talked about it at the beginning. I think Reclaimer might actually just be dead. Any land, please? Second Amulet. I guess it kind of does it next turn. Because I was smart enough to not fetch. Fetch too thin. This is when we do like this to my opponent, and we reveal the hand that they cannot beat in a million years. That's the one you take. Interesting. That is the one you take. Interesting idea. They were actually dead right now. We were gonna double titan them and kill them. Okay, E-Tron. Remember E-Tron? Remember E-Tron. Those were the days. Take me out of the bad way of thinking Cosima is good in Amulet. Sergio, I mean, I think that you can just... I just leave you... I'll just leave you to learn. Learn for yourself. Die a lot. A similar was an effort that free win every league was sorely missed. Yep. Don't dislike this hand. Cosima, too much text, my time on you. Will you be trying the red-green version of Titan with Fire Spout? If I think that it makes sense, yes. If I don't, then no. If I feel like it makes sense in the meta, is what I mean. towards the stream on mute right now, and if you people know if you can continue live with banned cars or if they just refund you. I think that you have a time to continue it, and then they refund you. Maybe add a road farm over the forest, or do you want to stick with 4 basics? I would add a gruel turf before the other one, because activating the stuff is a very real thing. But yeah, I could. Do we want a tracker here? The great thing about tracker is that it puts pressure on a Karn, which might matter. It's bad against Dismember, but I guess it's worth it. Vamos farán de muestre, ¿qué haces, capo? ¿Todo bien? Did you ever try the second Ray from the side versus Redback Shadow? You hate like it? It was okay. Just like many things, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. I would have bounced bounce land. What's your plan if you bounce a bounce land? With this hand, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. With this hand, I think it's actually correct to not bounce the bounce land. What are you drawing towards? I only have 1 amulet. Like, I obviously got punished, but I have 30 lands that reward me, and I have exactly 3 amulets that punish me. If we talk about the numbers, it was definitely correct for me to not play the Explorer. Explore next turn and get clues that I can't crack? What's the point? You folks are just making plays without thinking about how the game is going to play out. I guess that was a mistake, because I guess I was going to play the second tracker, so that was my bad. Does Reclaimer have legs in Legacy? Yes, it does. Played it multiple times. Yeah, same here, algorithm. Tyler's Tracker, what year is it? It's a great year. It's a great year, Morgan. Alright, they have Tron. What can they do with their Tron mana? If we find the bounce land, obviously we just straight up win. But they could do some good stuff with Tron mana, maybe. Smasher's not good enough. Bounce land? No. Fetch land. Bounce land? So we can win here. No such luck. So we can 12 them. They go down to 4. Them. Because what I don't want is for my opponent to just always dust me, and then we are actually super behind. The problem is if I attack with both, then I die to a Reality Smasher off the top. So I guess I have to attack with only 1 tracker. I'm not gonna hold back both of them, because then I'm not doing anything. I know I died to Second Smasher. So that's why I'm sending with only 1 of them. And if they want to make this trade, I think I'm okay with that. Like, we already got enough value from this tracker, so. See what my opponent's got here. They're gonna need something pretty good. And that's a... Oh, again. Okay, so they kill the tracker. And they serve with both? Sure. So now my opponent gets to see all the cards that they can't beat if I find any land. There's only one Pretty Puya. Here it's better to fetch. Like the clues don't matter. We already have enough. And I'd rather draw land, so small percentages, but we are gaining some percentages. Trex, woohoo, with the tier 1 sub. Hype for no more nonsense in modern and no more Okolave in Legacy. Yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm really excited to try out Legacy, actually. Wait. They took my Explorer? It's an interesting thing to take. Any land wins? We do have Baloth. We do have Baloth. The problem if we packed for Baloth is that we're not really doing anything. We could pact for Raminap, but that doesn't give us enough mana. And it doesn't give us enough blockers either. We just don't have the life to go for that. No more Shocklands, there's only one. No secondary bull hurts us here, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do I want to just crack Clue? But you know what? The correct thing to do here is we crack Clue using the green and the blue, because if we draw Tolari West, we get to find a bounce and then we get to Azusa. So we have to crack a Clue, and we have Vesuva, 7 bounce lands, and 3 Tolari Wests that just win the game on the spot. Let me find that Tolari West so I look very smart right now, please. Let me find that Tolari West so I just feel super smart right now. Can we do that, please? Can you go back to Brilliant Reclaimer with Valkyrie Exploration and Feather Retreat? I doubt it. Never lucky. Never ever lucky. So we are in this situation now. So now we have to find exactly bounce land, right? So now because our draw is exactly bounce land, it's better for us to fetch first. We are dead to their attacks anyway, because we just died to the Smasher and we can't gain life, so it's better for us to fetch first, and we have to find exactly... We have 8 draws. 1 Vesuva and all of any bounce land does it. Very unlucky. Very unlucky. Brutal. Womp womp. This seems fine. I don't think Hornet Queen is where I want to be. It's kind of sad to be playing 33 lands and not find your 5th one in time. This hand is just magnificent, though. Did you not have another Shocklock in the deck? What do you think? Sin Karn, vamos a jugar con Karn después, Remaisan. How many bounces am I playing? I'm playing one too few, is what I'm thinking. Here I could explore, but I think I'm gonna try to delay playing this bounce land for as long as I can. Explore is free. Tulare West. Gonna play this once. And we're gonna explore. Castle. So we just Bailoff here. Now the question is, do we want to bounce the bounce land, or will we rather bounce the turn timber? We have Titan mana as is. My opponent's going to have Tron, however. If they have TKS... I guess I could draw a Dryad, or I could draw a Susa. But having the mana in play is also quite relevant, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking because I also cannot cast the turn timber, which is a little bit awkward. So next turn, if my opponent Thought Knots, next turn I'm going to be transmuting for another Titan. So in that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I guess I want to bounce this because next turn I have the possibility of, if my opponent Thought Knots me, if I find a bounce land. Nah, this is fine. I think I want the mana in play. Like, we already have Titan mana and we have 2 lands in hand, so only 1 blue mana. There's 3 blue mana. I'm not scared about their Tron. Like, their Tron needs to kill me, and nothing that they can do kills me. Yeah, you can see here they went for a Ghost Quarter, which is a good move. Tectonic Edge, sorry, which is actually a good move by them, and it makes me very happy that I got the Simic Growth then, because they're playing to not lose instead of playing to win, which feels like it's good for me. They considering dismembering Bailoff. It's not crazy. Second prime time. Okay, so now I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm just going to play the turn timber so it doesn't get thought knotted, and I'm forcing my opponent to have another like Tech Edge or something. I guess they could also have Ghost Quarter. And next turn we Titan them. Why did I bring in Bailoff? Because it trades with Thought-Knot Seer. It lines up very well against Thought-Knot Seer, and it also keeps their well, they're dead. It also keeps their walkers in check. They could have had Tron, but instead of playing to win, they played to not lose, and they lost because of it. Huh. So Ballista plus Dismember kills the Titan before attacks. We do have a T-West in hand, of course, but we don't have double blue. So that being the case, do I want to be comfortable about it? That's just Prime 3. Welcome back for the 3rd month in a row. It's going great, Prime 3. It's going great. Well, the thing is that we are far ahead enough to play to not lose and to basically lock up a victory. I am forcing, I guess, even if I go for it, I'm forcing my opponent to have Dismember plus Nonsense, and I'm forcing them to top deck exactly Thought Not Seer because they didn't have Thought Not Seer last turn. So I think I'm going to go for it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up for like a 2-turn, for a 2-turn thing. Quarter and Growth Chamber? Nah. I am honestly not afraid about their mana situation here. Yeah. So my opponent does have the play that we talked about. And we do have a couple of options here. We do have a couple of options because we can just bounce Turn Timber. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can just cast it. But then if we don't find another bounce land, I think I'm just gonna bounce the Garrison. We are pretty far ahead still here. And we're even in a situation where like they're at 8. We have a Bailoff in play. Again, we're not being punished. My opponent had exactly what we were considering to play around, and I have figured out a way that I can play around what my opponent had. Like, I actively chose to not play around that because I think that I can very reliably beat it. They can't have Thought Knot Seer. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They can't have Thought Knot because they would have played it last turn. Oh, yeah. You want to race. Are you sure that you want to race, opponent? Are you really sure that racing is what will give you the best chance of winning this game? I mean, honestly, it's possible that it is. Like, they can't win here, so it's possible that actually hoping to race is the best thing that they have. Obviously, it's impossible that we're 18 and they're just dying to my Bailoff, but it was a funny thought for a second there. Do you think Carlos is better right now? We're gonna play it after. There's only so much time, folks. There's only so much time, unfortunately. So many things to try. So much fun to be had. I think it was quite telegraphed, otherwise they would never play Blaze of War. Yeah, but we, again, as I just said, we can very easily beat it. So, even if it was super telegraphed, it's still fine. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ship this one. Opponent keeps 7. It's a weird hand. Guess I'm keeping. Turn 1, turn 2 we play both. Never mind. Turn 1 we play Amulet. Force of negation, pitching, force of negation. Okay. I'm honestly not sure if the Mystic Sanctuary ban is in effect right now. Like, I literally don't know. Do you think Ponce chats will rise up and dab on us? I don't know. I really don't know. So many questions. So many questions that I don't have the answers to. So many questions I cannot answer. We play the land here, yeah. Blue-white is back. My opponent's on Bant. Jace. It's pretty good. A ballsy proposition, honestly. Many ways that this backfires, but I think we need to fight lands. If they want to force this, it's cool. Yeah, I wonder what's the green card for. Yeah. Particularly because, like, even if they have what's his name, they forced pitching Shark Typhoon. Jeez. Okay. Bounce though, fortunately drew the control half. It's possible. Wow! No respect from opponent. They're just like, yeah, you don't have it. Imagine if we had had the bounce land there. Calling it a blowout would be a massive understatement. It is Bant Stoneforge, okay. Sword of Feast and Famine is hella scary. That sucks. We do have free agency over this turn. I think I'm going to try to YOLO. I think it's better for me to YOLO here and hope to run any untap land. Bingo. So now we can do... Primeval Titan. Path and Response, you got it. And now we're going to do... Bodos Garrison into Simic Growth Chamber. Oh, we Valakut. No, I think that we want to find double bounce land here, actually. The reason for this is that my opponent is going to attack me with sword, so we can pitch this. No more ugly snow forest. No. It's only the best snow forest. The best forest, sorry. It's not gonna be easy to beat though, but we can kind of force the action here. We can just haste. We can just +2/+0 this Stacy, and we can force my opponent to do something about it. And if you try, there's this card called Feel the Dead. I feel like it would have been great in the situation. Yeah, sure. Do you attack? Do you protect the Jace? What are we gonna do? We attack. We're gonna attack the Jace. Got anything for me? They do. We haven't played land just yet, so if my opponent uses the removal here, we get to probably tolerate West for Valakut, and we kill the Stoneforge. My opponent is asking, stupid question, can I still block? And I'm like, no, this is exactly why I waited till after blocks to activate the Voto's Garrison. Like, you're good. Don't worry about it. Jace down. Just like that, huh? Just like that, Jace is down. I'm assuming that my opponent has Snapcaster over there. We're gonna discard this forest to the Stoneforge. They have Shark. Yeah, that's also possible. Shark also makes sense. Stoneforge Mystic. Into Batterskull. Six mana, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have to wait until main phase. So if they have force, they can get us. We can Cavern of Souls here. I think we do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not mega keen on amulets, so probably gonna sell it and go back to elves. Yeah, you do you. Return target permanent to draw a card. We have used 2 land drops here, so if we replay the Dryad, we're not gonna have another Dryad. So we can either haste this Titan. They're gonna equip the sword to the Batterskull. That's 6, that's gonna be 10 damage. So we can get Radiant Fountain. We can get Radiant Fountain, Crumbling Vestige. I talked about it blind already. I think we're doing that. We can technically survive. We can't beat a path to exile. Vestige, Radiant Fountain. It's gonna be a big batter skull with protection and shit. So I guess we just have to get double bounce land here. We get this to replay, and we get this to discard. I guess we're gonna get castle to discard. I mean, we still have a prime time in play, right? So we're not in the worst shape. Field of the Dead wouldn't be good here. I feel like the joke is gonna get old pretty quickly. Feels like one of those. It's gonna get old rather quickly. My opponent needs an answer to the prime time, or they might just die to it. I feel like they should move the equipment though. No, I wasn't supposed to bounce the cavern instead of the fountain because I would die. So, just dying, it's not a great line, I don't think. So, and here, I don't think we can play around anything. It is just what it is. Can technically explore. You got it? Mana leak. Okay. That's 3 mana. So, can I kill everything? We get, obviously we get Valakut and a bounce land. That is 6 damage. I think we can kill everything, because we have to kill all of my opponent's threats here. And if they have another shark, we lose to that shark. Unfortunately, we cannot kill this before combat, so they're gonna eat our Titan. And we cannot set up lethal because they're gonna gain 10, so... I wasn't assuming that my opponent was running Quaddle before, but now that I see Rimewood Falls, I am. I was assuming that they would be playing on Thin Ice. That's what Spike's been doing, and he's been liking it, so... Returning batter skull resolves. Yeah, they return batter skull, we kill it again. I don't see the problem. That's why I didn't replay this as a Valakut. I just brought it back as a bounce land. Still don't know what I want to play these explosives on, so we're just gonna chill here. There's no reason for me to do that. Like, I don't know if I want to kill this. Again, like, I'm not losing to the Battle Skull. Thoughts on playing Beasley on the sideboard? Yeah. You can do it. I'm actually going to hold on to that. I don't need the mana, and that could potentially be something I can discard too. Also, I missed 2 damage last turn. That was silly. They could have a shark here, so I guess technically it's probably not good for me to throw the Dryad into the shark. In fact, because of the shark, although I guess it could also be snake. Oh, but I can kill the snake, so snake is no big deal. But shark I can't kill, so I guess I should play this on 0. Yeah, we should E for 0 there. Thank you for the follow, Bryce Brunch 19. Yeah, EE on 0 kills tokens. And Creonic also, thank you for the follow. Not bad. Not a bad showing. Yeah, that was a pretty cool game. I don't think this is a Hornet Queen matchup. Just try it for the fun. I mean, I'm trying to see whether my cards are good or not, so I would kind of like to, you know, do what I would be doing if I were playing a tournament. Amulet seems kind of medium. No. Plant beats is not a thing. I mean, it is a thing, but at the same time it isn't. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, plant beats is not a, it's not a main plan, you know? Sorry if someone already asked your thoughts on Karn. We're gonna play Karn after. Plant beats to take out opponent with Snare Bridge is gonna be satisfying. Yeah, I mean, I don't think my opponent's playing a Snare Bridge, but if they are, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him good. Stoneforge Mystic. Gonna explore into this member here. Opponent correctly gets the proper weapon for the job, which is Sword of Feast and Famine. Two mana up. I think I'm willing to throw... Am I willing to throw a Dryad in there? If I throw a Dryad, then that means that my opponent can't play a Snake. And I also get rid of the mana leak, so I guess I'm into it. Yeah, okay. If you want a mana like this, that's fine. They don't. I think you was talking about some Karn bullet that could kill Blood Moon. What card was that? What's the name of that card? Definitely an interesting pickup there. No, it's not Spine of Ishsa. It's Silvok Replica. Not bad, not bad. That's a really interesting draw. I think we'll just pass. Because I really want my opponent to draw a land here, because if they draw a land, I suspect that they're going to go for the sword and equip. It's just so tempting to go for the sword and equip. No longer need to split basics, there's no basics. Nope, that's some extra value that we got there. Matching basics is huge mental value. Can't argue with that. In before we get gusted, am I right? In before we get gusted. No! How many of these 4s do I own in paper? 3. I have to get a 4th copy now. Corner Macabre, thank you for the Prime sub. Coming back for the 10th month. Welcome back to the Prime Time Stronghold, Corn. I think I pitch in Summoner's Pact here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Imagine if Mystic Sanctuary were still legal and my opponent would have been able to get back their Aether Gust there. We wouldn't even be playing anymore. Am I far behind enough that I need to hope that my opponent doesn't have anything? I think that we are. I think that we are far behind enough. They tucked my Titan? Titan tucked? Ha? Ha? Titan tucked? Titan tucked? That's so good. I know, right? How funny was that one? Titan tucked. Good stuff. For those that don't get the joke, of course, I'm talking about the podcast. Titan Talk. The best Titan-based podcast in these and most other universes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast it. Please resolve. Pretty good bans. Yeah. Solid bans. Just gonna pack it in here. We can't beat the Super Friends. On the play. Yeah, this is just fine. Finally some good Modern. We've been waiting so long for a playable Modern format. And we've finally been given it. Pact of Negation, not good. Not. I don't think that's what I'm in the business for. Fifth is continuing the gift sub they got from Iceman. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Glad that you're enjoying the content. Can we please hit some land drops here? Excuse me, opponent. Can we hit some land drops here? So this is gonna be what I'm gonna pitch for Force of Vigor, I guess. Sigue compartiendo esa vida, gracias por tu trabajo, gracias Bifus. Muchas gracias. Alright, this tracker is gonna be pretty mighty here. Happy New Year for me is hopefully dead. Sad that Anosium died for Tybalt Sims. I mean, Monkey had it coming. Adonasium was like the fair Monkey deck, but Monkey had it coming, honestly. Land? Land? Come on, Tracker. Do the thing, baby. Make me proud. Also, I mean, Tracker being playable again is just so freaking exciting, right? I'm just so excited about Tracker being playable again. Like, how awesome is the fact that Tracker is playable? The return of Tracker gonna put 4 in black-green mid-range? Hell yeah. That's the game we all want to play. So I'm definitely forcing this. This is definitely good enough to force right here. And we're probably going to be trading with like a Remand or a Mana Leak, I assume. We can trade with Remand, fine. Don't care too much. And that's probably game. There's no need for me to do anything. Like, I could deploy a Primeval Titan, but like I just don't have to. Just Tracker, just winning the game by herself. No big deal. Even if they play Snake here, Snake doesn't do anything because it's not death touchy. Just casually swing him for 6. You got a Snake. How about all the movers coming out of the tournament host to play Junt again? No offense to Junt players in chat. It's good stuff. I like Junt being playable, honestly. Opponent doesn't flash in the Battle Skull, which is probably correct. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can play around Mana Leak when we play this Titan. Gonna remand me. Sure. Field confirmed overrated. I mean, it's not so much that, it's more so the fact that it's more so the fact that everything else also kind of got nerfed. So it makes things a lot more even. We can just double Titan here. So we just find a green source and we just castle. Gusto on top. Green source. That looks like a Resolve Primeval Titan, chat. That looks like a Resolve Primeval Titan. You see his double Cavern on my left. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna jump Cavern into my opponent's onboard Field of Ruin. So I owe you that one. I owe you that one, but I'm not too concerned about this Battle School. Like, it can chump attack into my Primetime, or maybe it can chump attack into my Tracker. They can suit up the Quaddle, but that taps them out, which means that they just die to my Double Dryad. So weird to see Primetime ETB alone, yeah. It's just a 6/6 now. Just a 6/6. Just for the game 4? They just did that to game 4? Weird. Gusto. Gusting my Primeval Titan. Wow. The nerve. The nerve that my opponent has. I guess I'm ready to just trade now. The nerve that my opponent has over here. It's been a fun match, though. It's been a fun match. Kind of readapting to Modern's new power level. It's kind of fun. Yeah, let's just go lethal, I guess. When I'm in a situation like this, I often have fun. I often have fun just making sure that I kill my opponent's dudes, but here we have actual lethal, so. We only drew 12 cards with Tracker. Yeah, I know, right? Only drew 12. We needed to draw some more. Oh man, I'm so stoked about this Modern. I am so stoked about this Modern. Like, this is a Modern I can have fun with. This is a Modern I can get behind. This is a Modern I can bring myself to stream every day. ¿Qué haces, Darth? ¿Todo bien? When you prime time for Valakut Vesuva, can you copy the same Valakut? No, you can't, Agony. You can only only copy Valakuts that are already in play. So you cannot copy the other line that you're getting with Vesuva. It's the same thing with Collected Company and like Phantasmal Image or any sort of clone effects. You can only copy stuff that's already in play. You like a full art Azusa, or are you an OG art fan? OG all the way, every single time. Ponza calenta que salís. Yeah, Ponza is definitely going back to playable, although Ponza can't really beat Shadow, and I expect Red Black Shadow to be the best deck in the format, at least in the very beginning, in the early stages. It's just like the past 2 years didn't happen. We're living in post Iron Man snap modern. Yeah, exactly. Keep here, bottom this. Is Skull Knight player for Blue-White or still hot garbage? It is the most playable it's ever been. That's how I would describe it. Dr. Edge. It's the most playable that it's been in years, probably. I mean, it was Mystic Sanctuary, right? Like, Mystic Sanctuary was just like such a significantly better endgame than Colonnade, and you like it effectively worked against your Colonnade, so it was basically unplayable within the context of that. So this might be a Dredge opener that we are not gonna be able to beat. We don't have Bog in the main deck, so we're heavily relying on Dryads in order to bail us out here. We can sleeve up or EE for Red Black. Oh yeah, I'm playing 3 EEs in this list. 1 in the main deck and 2 in the sideboard. Crazy thought, now that our mana has lessened in greed, is it time to try out Reclaimer Amulet again? Or does field being gone just kill all hope of Reclaimer doing things in Modern? Also on that note, when is your next Legacy Reclaimer League? I'm probably going to be playing Legacy Reclaimer on Wednesday, because now that the format is back to being playable, I am excited about trying it out. And it is, I think that in Modern, Reclaimer is probably not going to be playable anymore, which is really unfortunate, but it's kind of where we're at. Do you see yourself cutting the total number of lands? Why would I do that? Lands are great. Can we beat Dredge with no field? Yes, we can, but my opponent was on the play and they had a very good draw. They're gonna be able to Ox here, so we're not gonna be able to beat this draw, I don't think, without field, but we are gonna be able to beat other draws. If I knew that I was playing against Dredge, I obviously wouldn't have kept this hand, right? It's just too slow. I would have looked for something with Amulet on it in it, because we were on the draw against Dredge. Seems to be just like stock Dredge. Also, the fact that I don't have explosives in the main deck is a big deal, right? Unless a little body steals something else. Yeah, Legacy. Reclaimer is going to continue to be a staple in Legacy. I'm going to try Reclaimer in a couple of different shells in Modern as well, but I don't expect it to. To be particularly great. Natty Bog. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to fetch for basic anyway because I'm expecting my opponent to have Blood Moons in their deck. So is Colony a thing again? Did you see the deck list? There's a deck list command. We can Titan next turn. Pact for Azusa. Please no Ancient Grudge, basically. No Grudge is good. Hagel. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . 。 . 。 . . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . Some pretty good dredge in there for opponent. Gonna get back 2 Bloodghasts and 1 Amalgam. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Not as good as this guy, but still pretty good. They showed me Nature's Claim. So I guess I'm just gonna bog here. Because I don't want to get got by Reclamation Sage. And if I packed for Azusa and my opponent has either a removal spell for the Azusa or they have a removal spell for the Amulet, we just die to my upkeep pact. So Titan should be good enough to stabilize here anyway. Don't think I'm afraid of that Ox. Maybe I'm wrong, but... we can Dryad here. Which I guess I'm interested in doing. We can kill the Merchant. The thing is, if we go for Dryad, we die to a Blood Moon. And I feel like I'm far ahead enough to not have to expose myself to that. I could also just play a Fetch instead of playing Bog. Yeah, okay, that sounds better actually. Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds like something I'm interested in doing. If they have another haggle, they can haggle into Ox because we know they have an imp in hand. Which would suck, but yeah, seems like a tough spot for them there. Is Vegas Leo again? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Nah. Have I missed the ban talk? Yeah. We've been talking about bans for the entire day, basically. Too many missing pieces here. Also, too many missing pieces here. This is the best one we've seen so far. There's definitely an argument there for bottoming the Amulet, since it's probably the card that my opponent is going to have the easiest time answering, but there's also this, right? Amulet is just simply the highest upside. So whenever we're mulligan to 5, having access to the highest upside play seems strong. Okay, so they have an imp, and they found a ghast, but they don't have a dredger. Reunion here is very good for them. Gonna dredge, what, double imp? And the last thing, I don't know what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So imp times 2. Draw and explore. No conflag though. I'm pretty sure my opponent's just gonna ox here. We could lead on Sanctuary. Kikan, brand new subscriber with the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Rampant Stronghold, Keenan. Or, yeah, Kikan. Sorry, my bad. Beautiful. Welcome. Thank you for the support. Still waiting for you to play the mirror for the 5-0. I'm thinking whether I want to explore here. I feel like I want to play the Dryad. I want to get this going, but I think I'm just going to free roll this explore. Dryad's going to give me all the mana that I need, but I want to see if I find like a bog or something. That's a prime time. They have a Damping Sphere, which is interesting. Alright, so my opponent has this turn to beat me. Wow, they dredge all of that and they don't have another dredger? Whoops, I kind of just assumed that they had another dredger there. Wild. They have to ox here, right? Like they have all of this nonsense. Yeah. I'm not going to be trying Reclaimer lists today, but I'm going to be trying Reclaimer lists probably later this week or next week. Let's see what opponent dredged. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They found Grudge though. They found Grudge, so I guess that was a reason to play the Tulare West last turn. Yeah, little misstep. Potentially game losing misstep even. Yeah, I'll take my free block, thank you. Untap land? Easy. We are good against Dampings here. At this point, ooh, Magus. I'm not playing, like my opponent would have exactly one draw step to find Magus of the Moon. And bogging them seems more important. I could just bog them and not kill the Ox and the Amalgam. If I leave the Ox and the Amalgam in play, is that going to be enough to beat me? I'm definitely taking Bog. Like, this is the easy one. Now, the second one is, do I leave my opponent a one-turn window to draw exactly Magus of the Moon? And if so, let's say my opponent attacks. I guess their attacks look terrible, right? Thank you for that follow, Lil Cheese. So I guess I play around Magus because I can afford to. Yeah, Osman, I know that Vogue Valakut is the obvious one. I just saw that my opponent's playing Magus of the Moon, and I want to see if I can beat it, and I think I can beat it. So the only, yeah, their attacks are not good. So I'm just gonna play around Magus of the Moon, which is the only possible way that my opponent can beat me here. Because we can, I guess that if they draw Magus, it's still pretty problematic, but we can beat it though. So that's the difference. Well, Conflag doesn't really do anything, right? Because I just don't block with the prime time. Or I guess I block the Bloodghast with the prime time, and Conflag doesn't do anything. We can put the Dryad in front of the Price Amalgam, so we take 5, 6, 7, we're fine. Yeah, if they have Magus, we straight up lose because we have a pack to pay. Which is exactly my point, and it's exactly why I went for the line that I went for. Okay, so my opponent's now dead. Yeah, we're good now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can literally kill their entire board, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just get double Valakut. You die, and you die, and you die, and you die for good measure. That BM? I mean, kind of, I guess. It's not really BM, it's just lethal. My opponent not conceding is just... I love how the deck was just waiting to welcome me back into an awesome format. Why does Amulet feel fair right now? Because it is. Wait, what happened? Oh. Oh, Ursa. Oh, Ursa. Something has happened, Ursa. Something has indeed happened. It's kind of a great thing that has happened, honestly. Out of 5. Out of 4. Okay. So the hand that I kept here gives me a shot at a turn 3 win, so... Have I thought about Have Mine? I have. But why would I want to play that? Bounce land? Oh, lucky. Cheer from Stuffs. Wizards may have fixed Modern, but how much you want to bet that they will read it again with Modern Horizons? I don't leave that out of the table, no. Now it feels like Magic. Feel like little happiness in my heart saying again, go waste all your money, but hell yeah, play Magic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really feels a lot better. Any thoughts on Hive Mind? Why would you want to play Hive Mind? Just playing something because it's cool. It's not how I build decks. Alternate win condition. Why do we need an alternate win condition? Like Primeval Titan, it's still winning matches, baby. We're 4-0. We're literally 4-0 as we speak. Why would we want to play Hive Mind? I guess there was an argument for holding on to the Tolari West in case we drew exactly second Asusa. Planta. Roll to 4. Easy turn 5 kill. Never any doubt. Never any doubt. Wait, did anybody in chat have any doubts? Chat, did you have any doubts, chat? Are you telling me that you had any doubts, chat? Come on, chat. You're better than this. You're better than this, chat. Why would you ever have any doubts? What are you talking about? Has opponent salted? They said they gave me a smiley face and they said first class top deck skills. I don't know if I would consider that salt. Imagine people thinking Tron is good again. We still have prime time to put it in check. Yeah, it's the second time we're playing against Eldrazi Tron today. It was just facts. Those are first like top deck skills. Yeah, exactly. Like my opponent's just stating facts right now. I doubted Friday that it would see Etron the 4-0 back. And my opponent's 3-0, or not 4-0. Etron still loses to Shadow? No, in fact, I think that Etron is actually solid against Shadow decks because of Chalice. Anima27, thank you for the follow. Last Tron League, I faced 3-4 shadows and went X&O. Yeah. Blast Zone is a big one too. Blast Zone is definitely a big one. Did I hit submit? Maybe I didn't hit submit. I guess I had forgotten to hit submit. That's weird. I would have sworn that I had hit submit. That's weird. Yeah, sound looks fine. Did you have any Hornet Queen games this week? No, we didn't get paired against any Hornet Queen matchup, really. Been watching you on YouTube for a long time. Literally just downloaded Twitch to watch you today to see your exact deck. My freaking here. Oh, you got it. You're in the right place, Anima. You're in the right place. And I hope that, Anima, that your username is because of some tool influences. Bounce land. It's actually not the worst. Play castle here. If we draw bounce land, we can prime time. Natty Tron. Pretty good for opponent. Carno. We can draw land into land. Land into land would be pretty solid here. I think we're just going to draw it into Valakut here. Yes, I know that I'm exposing the Valakut, but I need the land to be in play. And not only do I need the land to be in play, but this makes it so next turn we can Semi-Growth Chamber. Like, my opponent's going to be forced to plus in here, and then we can tighten them. Sorry to hear the Climber deck is going to die. It's a real shame, to be honest. Yeah, it was a sweet deck. It is sad to see it go. I'm gonna give it a couple of shots for sure. I doubt it's gonna be very good, but I'm gonna give it a couple of shots for sure. They can Sundering Titan now if they have it. That's true, but like, how am I beating that anyway, Freed, right? Let's say I don't go for this line. Like, what am I doing? I'm not playing a tracker here. A tracker loses to Sundering Titan anyway. It's a big ballista. I love that the snake is the new PogChamp. Yeah, it is pretty great. Is that actual lethal? Yeah, that's actual lethal, right? My opponent says again. Smiley face. Pretty good, right? Pretty solid. Pretty solid. And the deck overall felt good too, right? It's not just that I played against SnowBlade, which was hit, of course, because of the Divine and Mystic Sanctuary. So we played against SnowBlade, we beat it anyway. We played against Tron twice, because Tron apparently it's back, so people are trying Tron, which is great for us. Played against Dredge, and don't remember what the last one was, but we also beat it, so it's good. 2 Tron and 1 Dredge MTGO really wanted to give you a 5-0. Yeah. It's a solid starting point. It's a solid starting point for sure. I think that we're gonna have to, like, I'm probably gonna be running something like this for the first couple of leagues, just because I want to, you know, settle in, kind of see how things evolve. But this is a pretty good starting point. I liked it. I liked a lot of what was going on here. The Tolera West with the redundancy in threats. To be fair, one thing that I want to point out is I went to like mulligans to Adrak was the last one. Yep. I mulligan to 4 a couple of times. I mulligan to 5 a couple of times, but you know. Is back, baby. Prime time is back. This was awesome. This was awesome. Yeah, this is a solid starting point. We're gonna play now with a card list, and we're gonna see how that shapes up. But that's gonna be it for this league. Hope you enjoyed it. Always very happy to see Amulet back on the menu. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.